You said you were feeling a bit rough this morning, so I thought I'd pick an article about The Thing.
Oh, I love The Thing. That'll be great. Let's talk about The Thing. J MacReady from the movie The Thing is the kind of movie hero you'd like to go and get a beer with, providing that beer is followed by another 19 beers and a couple of shots. I say this because in the original script for the film, J MacReady was an abusive alcoholic asshole.
There are going to be some people watching who won't have seen The Thing.
That actually hurts me to think about, but yes, I understand. There are some younger people watching like, what the fuck's The Thing? So I'll explain to the children what The Thing is. It's a movie released in the 1980s starring Kurt Russell and known hero of this earth, Keith fucking David. Because that's the important thing to know. People are like, oh, who the fuck's Keith David? He's the president from Rick and Morty.
Mr. President?
It's about time, gentlemen. Rick, do you need a drink in here?
Yes.
That's all you need to know about Keith fucking David. That's how awesome this guy is. And the basic plot is they're at an Arctic research centre and they stumble across an alien from another galaxy which brutally assimilates them all in an effort to take over the world. And it's amazing. It's actually amazing. It's got some of the best practical effects ever seen in film.
Practical effects in it are phenomenal.
Yeah, it was done by a combination of Rob Bottin and Stan Winston Studios. And obviously that's the dream team right there. Because people don't know Rob Bottin, he's the guy who made the RoboCop outfit. Oh. That's why I love this movie so much. It's the guy who made the RoboCop outfit did all the special effects, it's bar the dog creature, which was made by Stan Winston Studios.
So tell us all about MacReady.
Well, MacReady is a big, giant, swaggering badass with a huge, bushy beard, who serves the film's main character and the audience avatar in that most of the action is framed from his perspective. And he's the guy who discovers that the Thing can assimilate people. And he's the guy who comes up with a famous test. So if people don't know, have not seen the film, I'm going to spoil part of it now for you, where he says every part of the Thing is a living creature and will attempt to flee from harm on its own.
No blood from one of you things won't obey when it's attacked. It'll try and survive.
He goes, so what do you mean? He goes, well, take some blood. And it's the famous scene where he puts a red hot needle into the blood, and the blood itself, being part of the Thing, tries to escape and it shoots up into the sky. MacReady is fucking awesome. Not so much in the original treatment for the film. For example, in an early draft of The Thing, the first thing we as an audience were supposed to see of J MacReady was him knocking back whiskey neat out of the bottle while actively ignoring all of his co-workers.
So why does this alter MacReady's character?
Well, it kind of makes him look like a bit of a douchebag because obviously this is the very start of the movie and it's before he has any reason to be distrustful of his co-workers, so it just makes him look like an antisocial asshole. Not to mention the fact it's way before he has a reason to drink as much as he's doing in that scene. Because obviously, later in the movie, if he starts knocking back whiskey, you think, yeah, well, he's afraid he's going to get, his scrotum torn off by a giant evil alien. Whereas at the start of the movie, he's just bored. It's he'd rather just sit there and drink alone and get absolutely just rat-assed than go spend time with the people that he's supposed to do research with.
I have to talk to you. I'm tired of talking fix. I just want to get up to my shack and get drunk.
It's probably also not a good idea for him to be knocking back liquor when he's supposed to be doing research.
Well, in MacReady's defence, he's not one of the researchers at Outpost 31. He's the helicopter pilot, which is better, I suppose. And also, not better, because he's their literal lifeline to the outside world. If there is any problems that occur, he's the one who has to fly them out of there. And it doesn't really paint him in, a good light when he's just pictured doing nothing but drink on his own. Can you imagine? It's like that scene in The Simpsons, isn't it? Where Barney's flying the helicopter. No, I need the beer, and Homer has to drink it all for him. It's like, I need the booze to fly. It's like, MacReady, you do not need the whiskey to fly. But I need it. And you just see the helicopter doing the loops and stuff. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I think that's one thing you do not want, an alcoholic pilot.
Yeah, it's good. It's like a barber who's bald, or a surgeon with one finger in it. You just look at it and you go, I don't need this. To be fair, MacReady drinking on the job doesn't necessarily make him a bad guy, but it does make him a poor choice for the leader of a group of men who are trying to avoid having an alien rip their skull in half. In the final version of the film we got to see, MacReady isn't exactly friendly with all these guys, but they're at least amicable towards one another. But if they'd have put this scene in the movie, he looks like a complete and utter asshole. And the fact he's got such an itchy trigger finger and just so readily shoots that guy with a flamethrower takes on a whole new meaning when you realise that, one, he never liked the guy anyway, and two, he's really, really drunk. Because when you think he's really, really drunk, can you honestly think, maybe there isn't an alien? Maybe he's just going absolutely insane. But it's like, there's a bit in the movie where he says, I know that I am not a thing. Therefore, I will hold this flamethrower and I will shoot anyone who is a thing.
I know I'm human. And if you were all these things, then you'd just attack me right now.
You think, oh yeah, like this is a guy who's calm and collected and he's fully in control of his actions and he knows. But when you think, oh, he's drunk, this makes him like, I don't trust what he's saying as much anymore because this guy is super drunk off his ass. Like, I know I'm not a thing. How many times have you heard drunk people say something you know is not true?
Does that mean that if the thing was to take his appearance, it would just have to keep drinking?
Well, that's actually a theory about the ending. So, well, fuck it, we'll spoil the ending. So if you don't want the ending of the thing spoiled, you want to watch it, go watch it now. But right at the very, very end, MacReady and I forget the character that fucking Keith David plays. I just call him Keith David. Fucking MacReady and Keith David, they sit there in the snow about to freeze to death and they share a drink. And the theory is that the drink that MacReady hands to Keith David is actually a Molotov cocktail. And because the thing doesn't know what alcohol's supposed to taste like, pretends to drink it. And that's one of the theories that, oh, that's how you prove that Keith David was a thing. And the fact that during that scene, he doesn't produce any steam on his breath. And I believe John Carpenter, who directs it, went, nah, it's not true. So it's a nice theory, but it's not true. It's supposed to be ambiguous. Just let it be ambiguous, assholes. Just let the movie lie. Out of curiosity, Brad, if me and you were caught in the movie The Thing, you know, the good one, not the bad one, and you had to tell whether or not I was a thing, how would you go about doing that?
I'm trying to remember my thing law right now.
Yeah, there's only a couple of ways you can tell, I believe.
There's the blood test.
The blood test, yeah.
Something about they can't replicate body modifications, can they?
They can't, can they? Yeah, because they established that in the prequel.
And, tattoo.
Oh yeah, you would be able to tell from that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're one of the few people I know who's actually seen them. I believe they flash up in every now and again in videos and people go, oh, show us the rest. It's like, no. The only people who get to see my tattoos are my lovers, my doctor, and apparently Brad. So people don't know, we record a couple of these in a day, so after I get changed between each one, which means Brad has seen me with my shirt off. Right, so he's in the select few people, other than I guess everyone I've ever been to the swim bath with.
See, how do you check if I was a thing?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know, have you got any piercings that I don't know about?
No piercings, no tattoos.
Oh, fuck's sake. You got any fill-ins?
No.
Oh, fuck's sake. So you could be a thing right now, I'd never know. Wait a minute, that's fine. I need something hot. Just press you with it.
Something hot, take your shirt off, Karl. Was there anything else they took out of the script that made MacReady look even worse?
There wasn't in the script, but there was a deleted scene that they quite wisely removed that made MacReady not like an asshole, but like a bumbling dumbass who wasn't fit to lead the ragtag group of men trying to survive like a minor alien invasion. Because in the original film, or the original cut I should say, there is a deleted scene where MacReady is shown getting his fuck on with a blow-up doll.
In the Antarctic?
In the Antarctic, well yeah, obviously you can't
fault... he brought it with him?
Yeah, you can't fault him for that, because you know, like, guys have needs, but can you really see him as the saviour of humanity, the hero of the film, if earlier in the movie you saw him getting his fuck on with $4 of cheap plastic? It's tough, isn't it? Some of those things are like, I can still see him as a hero, but it's kind of hard to unlink those two images in your mind of him badass with a flamethrower, mowing down aliens, and then earlier in the movie just yeah, I'm gonna give it to old plastic Patty. Let's give it a go.
Do you not think it's much worse that he may have brought that with him?
No, I think it's much worse that he didn't, and that it just was just at the research base, and that it's a communal one.
Oh no!
Yeah, what an awful thought. But they're all guys there, and they've all got needs. How do we know? And obviously that's one of the reasons they probably cut it, because it's really hard, to take the movie seriously as a horror movie. When early in it, you just see this guy and he's walking around, he gets it under his arm, and he's got this look on his face that I can only describe as hungered child molester, which is like that. and he's got the big beard and everything. He's like slowly creeping around, even though he's the only person in that room. He's seen creeping with his whiskey and his blow-up doll. It's like, this is the guy who's the hero. This is the person we're supposed to root for to like beat the alien.
They missed out on a fantastic scene possibility there of the thing being
becoming the blow-up doll. Oh my god, that'd be great.
just getting them one by one as they come in to use the communal blow-up doll.
Just opens, it's like, oh no! Well, that's what happens, like the bit in the movie where, it's the famous scene in it where the guy tries to use the defibrillator, and it's the thing, so the stomach opens up and bites his arms off. They could do that with a blow-up doll, as you're about to put your penis in and go,
It'd be like teeth.
what a terrible movie that is.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. It's one of the things I watched when I was like 14, thinking, oh, it's about a vagina. There's definitely boobs and vaginas in this movie. There's not at all.
No, it's just
terrible.
There's dicks, there's severed dicks.
Yeah, great.
Shit.
Before we finish, as an aside, in the original treatment of the script, that very same blow-up doll was supposed to get blown out of a window halfway through the movie, when MacReady was investigating that shack in the middle of nowhere, and he was supposed to blow against the window and scare the absolute shit out of him. Meaning, yes, in the original cut and treatment for this movie, J MacReady, the hero of the thing, was supposed to get absolutely terrified by his own blow-up doll. You would not be able to take him seriously as the hero by that, would you? It's like, this guy is facing down the most monstrous amalgamation of human fears known, and then he gets scared by $4 of plastic blown against a fucking window that he brought with him.
So we can't really talk about The Thing without also talking about The Thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not the prequel. God, that movie sucks so much ass. People don't know why it sucks as much ass as I'm saying that it does. It's because, like, The Thing, the original, is like, it's famous for its practical effects. The practical effects in that movie are phenomenal, as you've probably seen from the clips we've put in throughout this video. In the 2011 prequel, because of course they made it a fucking prequel, so what a pointless movie, because we know how it fucking ends. We know everyone's going to die anyway. Great, awesome. Because the start of the fucking Thing, the original, is that the Norwegian research base they go to and find the Thing is completely and utterly destroyed and everyone's dead. Great, now I've got no attachment to any character in this movie. Fucking good work, Hollywood. Anyway, what they did in that movie is they said, we're going to put in practical effects. Practical effects in the Thing were so good, let's replicate that. Halfway through production, some fucking dickhead at the studio walked onto a lot and said, I don't like these. I don't think they work. Use CGI. And the people making the practical effects are like, what do you mean? Use CGI. No, use CGI. CGI looks better. They're like, no, it doesn't. Because practical effects are always better. Because, like, you know, they give weight and realism to the world. Also, you're looking at them in broad daylight, not framed the way the camera's going to look at them. No, use CGI. And I believe that the studio did all the practical effects, released a YouTube video a couple of years later saying, this is what we had. And like, it's all half done. It looks better than the stuff that made it into the final movie. And I think the overwhelming response from everyone was, why didn't they just use this? And the answer was, someone at the studio didn't understand that watching the movie halfway through being made wouldn't be representative of the final product. It's like going to someone who's making a cake and go, I can't eat this. I've not even put it in the fucking oven yet, you idiot. So this is awful. Just go buy one from Tesco. But this will taste nicer. No, it won't. It's quicker to do it from Tesco. For fuck's sake, that's what it is. And it's like, oh, and as well, they said, oh, it would have been cheaper to do it with practical effects because CGI costs more money. They said the studio spent more money doing it with CGI, and the overwhelming #1 criticism was, why would you make a prequel to this movie famous for its practical effects and not use practical effects? The Thing in the first movie looks better than the one in the prequel. It's fucking awful, man.